Hello and welcome. My name is Anthony, and this is Fluorescent Learning. In this video, we'll discuss three basic data structures: lists, tuples, dictionaries, and at the end, we'll do a fun little project. Starting off with the first data structure we'll cover in this video, we have lists. Now, a list is just a collection of items in a particular order. You can put anything in the list. They don't even have to be related. You can put numbers, strings, all in the same list, and they can be almost as long as we need them, but sort of limited to the memory you have in your computer. Another thing to note about lists is they are mutable. Now that just means that they can be changed, and you'll see what I mean. Now let's open VS Code and see how we make a list. We'll start off by creating a new file in our same directory. Let's call it data structures. We'll call our list just list. And to make the list, you begin and end it with square brackets. So we'll have a list of numbers. Why not? 2, 3, 4. There's our list. Now we can go ahead and print this just to see how it'll look in the terminal. Let's come up here and run it. And there you go. There's our list. And you see here, it includes the square brackets when we print just list. Let's go ahead and make another list. Good convention when creating lists is, since it's a list, it typically has more than one item. So it's a good convention to pluralize it, however you say it. So that's our numbers. We'll make another list of words this time. Use the square brackets, and it'll be a list of strings. And we'll just make up some words. So we'll print list. Oh, we need to change that to our numbers that we just made. And now we'll print words. Let's run it again. And there you go, the big red dog. And see, it includes our quotations to notify that it is a string. Now we'll make another one just to show you can do it. You can do anything you put your mind to. We have a number and then a word. And let's just do 2 to save some time. Print mixed. Let's run it. And there you have it. A list with number and a string value. So let's clear this terminal just to make it nice and neat. Now, one thing about lists is you can index into them. I'll show you what that means. So here we have, let's just erase these other strings or lists. Here we have numbers. Now I can index, say I know where in the list my number is. I can index right into that place and get that number. So if I index into 0 and I print it, it gives me the number 0. If you remember back to strings, lists and strings are kind of the same. A string is just a list of characters. So here the same concept works for a list. Python starts counting at value 0. So here 0 is 1. Now if I go 3 and we count 0, 1, 2, 3, I should get 4. And there you go, 4th value. With indexing, we can also combine that with f strings. Let's take an example. So here, I'll just write an f string and say our number is space and include the indexed value in our string, close our string, and go ahead and print it. Our number is 4. And one last tip about this, if you're not sure how long your list is, like I know that there's 4 elements, so it's index value 3 for the last one. But if I wasn't sure of this and I wanted the last one, with Python, you can start counting from the end of the list. And that's by using -1. So by putting -1, I'm telling Python, go to the rear, start counting -1. And let's go ahead and print it. And there it is, the same number. Much like with strings in lists, we can also do slicing. So let's go ahead and make this list a little longer. 7, sure, why not? And in here, I'll give it the range. If you remember, I first give it the starting value, which is included. So I'll say, give me the 3rd element all the way up to the end. Why not? And I'll change this just so it makes grammatical sense. Our numbers are. And there you have it, our numbers, starting from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 is included, all the way to the end. Since lists are mutable, we can change them. So if I come here and I say numbers third index, and I set it to a value of changed, and I'll run this again, and there we have it. Instead of 4, it is now changed. We can also copy an entire list. I'll show you why this is helpful. And if I come here, get rid of this, we'll print our numbers. Let's make it our original numbers. Then we will copy it by saying new numbers, and we'll copy it the wrong way first. Say new numbers is assign the value of numbers, and then we'll print our new numbers. Let's go ahead and print the entire thing, and then say our new numbers are, and then here we'll put the same name convention. All right, let's run it. So we have our original numbers and our new numbers, and they're exactly the same. But now if after I assign or copy our numbers, I want to make a change in our original numbers, and we'll just say the first one is now changed, and this is after I copied it. So let's go ahead and run it, and here we have our original numbers are the same, and our new numbers now say changed. So let's go ahead and see our original numbers again. Our original numbers, this was before the change, and now our new numbers say changed as well as our original numbers. Now this is because when we use this assignment right here, we're saying that new numbers and numbers are pointing to the same space in memory. Now the proper way to copy that is kind of like splicing, but we splice the entire list. Now if I run it again, and there you have it. Our original numbers, no change. Our new numbers, no change. Then we made this change here, printed our original numbers again, and only the original numbers list was changed. There are more things you can do with lists, such as adding, removing, sorting, but those kind of involve methods, and we haven't really got to that yet, so I'll leave all the fancy stuff you can do with lists until later on when we discuss methods and functions, classes, all that other stuff. But before we get off lists, there is one more thing I'd like to show you. I don't know if this is getting too far ahead of ourselves, but oh well. So you can do what's called delete. It's a built-in function in Python. And if I say delete from numbers, and we'll just say the very first one, and then let me go ahead and print just all of numbers again, and let's see what happens. And there you have it. You see our 0th index, or our very first value of 1, was deleted from our list. Next on our list, we have tuples. A tuple is basically just like a list, except one thing. It is immutable, meaning it can't be changed. Let's take a look in VS Code. So to make a tuple, we'll call it tuple. I do almost the same as a list, except now instead of square brackets, I use parentheses. Let's go ahead and make a list, or tuple, of numbers 1, 2, 3. We can print it. Print tuple. Let's run it. And there we are. There's our tuple. Now let me show you what I mean when I say it's immutable. If I try and change the first item, I will get an error. Changed. And there you go, you see, type error. Tuple object does not support item assignment. Basically, you can't change it. You may not be able to change one individual item within a tuple, but you can overwrite your tuple. So let's erase this, and then I'll rewrite tuple, but this time I'll change the numbers 3, 2, and then 1. Let's print that, see what we get, or if we get any errors. And there you have it. I rewrote the tuple, or I overwrote the tuple. Aside from it being immutable, tuples are exactly like lists. You can index them, slice them, and you can use different data types within them, such as numbers and strings. The last data structure we'll cover in this video is a dictionary. Now, dictionary is just a collection of key value pairs. What are key value pairs? Well, an example could be a phone book. So the key would be the person's name, and the value could be their phone number or their email address, their physical address, any one of those things. Just like lists, dictionaries are mutable, meaning they can be changed. The value in the key value pair can be a number, string, list, or even an entire other dictionary. Let's see how to make some in VS Code. So here, I'll go ahead and create a dictionary. I'll give it a variable name dict. And then to create the dictionary, we use curly brackets. I think that's what they're called. I'll give a key. We'll say name. And then to assign a value, we use the colon. And then I give the value Anthony. Now I can print the entire dictionary by just plugging it into our print function. Let's run it. And here we have it's printing our entire dictionary. But if I just want the value inside of the print function, I can give it the key that I'm looking for, name, and it should return just the value, Anthony. We can add to a dictionary pretty easily. Now we see here that I don't have age. I can easily take my dictionary and within square brackets give the name of the key, we'll say age, and then just assign it the value of that key. So my value for age would be 29. We'll come here and let's go ahead and print the entire dictionary again. There you have it. This is the first value I was looking for using key name. I added a new key value pair, printed it, and there you have it. My name, Anthony, age as my new key, and its value, 29. We can also change a value pretty easily. So we can come here, let's say dict the key age, and we'll say my birthday passed. So let's change my age to 30. Now we'll print it again. Let's clear this. Let's run it. And there you go. My age has changed. If you remember in lists, we were able to use that delete function. Let's go ahead and try that for a dictionary. So let's say I'm tired of showing my age because it's making me feel old. It's not, but let's just say that. We'll delete the dict, and then I'll use the key age, and then let's go ahead and print the dictionary again to see if it deleted. Let's run it, and there you go. Age is gone. Just to give you an example of having a list as a value, let's go ahead and delete all of this up to here, and we'll say I'll show hobbies. Oops, if I could spell it right. Hobbies. And I have more than one hobby, so we'll say it's a list. I'll give it basketball, learning. I don't know if that's an actual hobby, but I'm including it. And coding. Why not? Now let's go ahead and print our entire dictionary. And let's see. There you have it. Name is our first key. Its value is Anthony. And then our hobbies key has a list of hobbies as its value. For the project for this video, we'll create a list of student names, then a list of grades, combine those lists into one dictionary, then use that dictionary to calculate the average grade for the class. Let's try it out. So I'll come up here, just make a new file. We'll call it project2.py, and let's begin. So we have to make a variable names, and in there we'll hold our list of names. So first we have Anthony, Charlie, and Billy, and the last name we'll use Alice. Alright, 4 students, and then we'll get them grades as a list. Anthony's really bringing the average down. He's got a 50, really helping the curve. Charlie, 80, Billy, 90, and then 88 for the last one. Okay, now we have our 2 lists, list of names, list of grades. Let's make them into one dictionary. So we'll call this dictionary gradebook, and we'll start by making an empty dictionary. Now we'll go ahead and start adding the key value pairs. So gradebook, our first key will be Anthony. And to get Anthony, we index into names and get the first item. The value for that will be indexing into grades and also getting the first item. And then we'll just copy paste this to make things a little quicker. Alright, so the second one, we'll get the next name, and then the grades will do the same. Okay, let's test it out just to make sure our dictionary is how we want it. Oh, dictionary is gradebook. Let's go ahead and print it. There we go. Anthony 50, Charlie 80, Billy 90, Alice 88. Lines up perfectly. So let's delete this, and then let's get the class average. So class average will be, let's go ahead and get the values. We need Anthony's grade plus next kid, Charlie. Oh, that should be square brackets. Plus Billy plus, and then the last one, Alice. And then we divide that by the total number, and that should be our class average. So let's go ahead and print the class average using an F string. The class average is, and then just input the class average. And there you go, 77. Anthony's really helping that curve. That's the end of the project. Well, that's the lesson for today. It feels like this video may be shorter, but I guess I'll find out after I do all the editing. I hope you learned something and enjoyed the video. In the next lesson, we'll learn control flow, which will help us control the flow of our code. And we'll use conditionals such as if statements and loops such as for and while loops. I'll see you in the next lesson.